Venn diagram is perhaps the most directly adapted topic from maths into GMAT. So, what exactly will be asked in Venn diagrams? Obviously, you all know what Venn diagrams are, but in any case, we will be taking few examples to illustrate what Venn diagrams are and what kind of questions there will be asked in Venn diagrams. In GMAT, there are two types of questions when it comes to Venn diagrams. First is what we all know and we have solved in our school mathematics, where you will be given some Venn diagram with figures with numbers in it, and you will be asked to analyze them. The other kind of questions are more of logical reasoning type, where you will be asked to guess what kind of Venn diagram fits best. So let's dive into Venn diagrams. Here are few examples of Venn diagram. It is a typical Venn diagram you normally see in your maths textbooks. So the example I am taking is, there are three circles here. Each circle represents the number of students passed in particular subjects, that is English, Marathi and maths. Obviously this is a fictional example because normally you don't see so many students passing in only one subject. Again, there is no compulsion that the diagram should be represented in circles. Like here is another example. I'm not taking this example, so I have not named the figures, but there can be like other diagrams as well, the triangle or square, and questions can be asked like the number of people or number of students common to circle and triangle, common to circle and square, and so on. So continuing with our original example of students passing in a particular subject or something like that. So in that, questions can be asked like students passing in only one subject, or student passing in more than one subject, or something like that. So we'll list down what kind of questions are normally asked. So very first is not passing in any. So obviously in this question you cannot solve that because you are not given total number of students. If I give you the total number of students, obviously you can solve it by counting all the figures in circles and subtracting it from the total number of students. Then passing in only one. Obviously you can tell that you need to add these three figures because they appear in only one circle. Then you need to carefully identify the numbers to add when words come like these: at least or at most. Now obviously at least means that the number to add appears in at least one circle. This means that it can appear in more than one circle. So you need to add all such numbers. If I give at least 2, then it should appear in at least 2 circles. So number like these. So you need to be slightly more careful while adding while solving the questions having words like at least or at most. Obviously at most is opposite of that, that is at max it can appear in one circle or 2 circles. So if I give at most 2, that means it cannot appear in more than 2 circles. So this number cannot be added. Okay, so in such questions it's pretty simple. So we'll take just one example, that at most 2 or let's say okay, at least 2 is easy to solve. So students who passed in at least 2 subjects. So obviously you will be adding the numbers which I'll be circling. 5 is already circled because they appear in at least 2 circles. So if I add them, obviously you can tell the addition here, it is 39. So 39 will be your answer. The more common question type although is something like this. So you can see that there are a number of Venn diagrams on the paper, but none of the Venn diagrams are named. So this is more like match the pair kind of question. So I'll be taking out the paper for a minute. You need to see the questions listed here. So pencil, stationery, jeep is one set. Vegetable, potato, cabbage is one set. Pets, dogs, birds is one set. Vehicles, motorcycles, splendor is one set. Entertainers, film stars, football fans is one set. So what exactly is this? So here is where Venn diagrams become more of logical reasoning kind of questions. So you need to identify which Venn diagram describes the set given to you in best possible manner. So we'll solve those examples pretty quickly. Let's first take pets, dogs and birds. So obviously dogs and birds both can be pets. So the pets make a superset of dogs and birds. But not all dogs or not all birds can be pets. For example, obviously Dalmatian or Pomerian kind of breeds of dogs can be pets, or they're normally taken as pets, but some wild dogs cannot be taken as pets. So this diagram here represents our given set in best possible manner. In bird, again, canary birds or sparrows are normally which you like to have as pets, but eagle or maybe vulture, normally you won't take such pets. So this represents the given set best, pets being the supersets. Dogs is another set where this intersection represents the dogs you normally take as pets, like I said, Dalmatians or Pomerian, etc. And this will be for birds, where this section represents non-pet birds like vulture or something like that, and this section is obviously for pets. Okay, crisscross section represents birds which are normally taken as pets like canary, sparrow and so on. Again, we will take one more example: vehicles, motorcycle and splendor. Okay, so this time this diagram will represent it best. So how? All motorcycles are vehicles. So obviously, if vehicle is the bigger set, motorcycle has to be its subset. So why not this or this? Because even here, vehicle and motorcycle are shown as the subsets. Then Splendor, Hero Honda Splendor, which is the most common bike as far as my knowledge in India. So it is a subset of, it is a motorcycle, so it has to be a subset. The set of Splendors has to be a subset of motorcycle. So in this bigger subset of motorcycles, Splendor has to be inside. So similarly, you need to solve all these questions. So I'm not going to solve all the questions. Instead, I will be showing you the questions. You can try to solve it after seeing the video. So we have solved this question and this question. You can try to solve other questions. I'll quickly give you the introduction. Pencil, obviously writing pencil. Stationery, the stationery material you have. And jeep is the jeep vehicle you normally drive in. Similarly, vegetables, any vegetable. Potato and cabbage. And entertainers, any entertainer, stand-up comedian, film star or dancer or whatever. Again, film stars is another set, and football fans. So you can try to match with these Venn diagrams and have practice of such questions, because this is more likely to appear in your GMAT question paper than the previous type we saw. So to summarize the Venn diagrams, either you will be asked questions where you will be analyzing mathematical numbers given in the Venn diagram and will be finding some kind of subset of that Venn diagram, like in the question questions like students who passed in both the subjects, or students who passed in at least one subject, or passed in all subjects, something like that. Or you will be asked to find Venn diagram describing certain set, like cars, then Volkswagen, Volkswagen Vento, something like that, and you will be fitting the Venn diagram into it. So obviously your logical reasoning needs to be strong while solving such kind of questions, while the first type where you analyze the Venn diagram, it's obviously purely mathematical question and no need to give any more advice on it.